Yo, everyone. Thanks so much for coming by for another episode of the Glimmer Cast. I'm your host, Rhea, and in a few minutes, we will be having our guests, Saggy Melonz, Reve, and Ashley the Widow join us on the panel. Just want to give some quick shout outs to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for coming by. And let me know what you think of the new starting soon music, too. I think it's a vibe. Like, it was... I actually linked all the details for, where I got the assets and the audio and stuff in the description of the video, along with everyone's socials. So please go and give everyone a follow and check out, where I got all this awesome free to use stuff from. I am pretty juiced on it, but yeah, I'm always happy to take feedback for sure. While I'm waiting for our lovely panel of women guests coming in shortly, we will go ahead and check in with the chat. Sorry, that is my doorbell. I'm going to go ahead and let whoever is at the door in. We got Potion Sword Run in the house. Let's see. Oh, I'm on StreamYard, so I can actually show comments. Got my notepad ready. That's what's up. Yeah, these should be some, life-changing moments for sure. And we got Protoss in the house. I've had so many weird dates, man. This should be good. Oh, yeah, totally relatable. We got Hans in the house. What's up, Hans? I hate dates because they require social interactions with people. No, they totally do. And that's why they suck. Just telling people that we were running a little bit late, but it's all good. Should be a quick, fun stream. And we got Sil in the house. Oh, shit, indeed, my guy. Thanks so much for coming by. Hans says, YouTubers being late, typical. Yeah, I know. I'm often pretty late, so I apologize. And Hans says, and this is yet another ladies stream I wasn't invited to. Am I not pretty enough? Oh, Hans, I explained to you in the chat that you're more than welcome to come on in if you want. You just have to tell some pretty embarrassing stories. So yeah, that's the main requirement. And we got Zod Rider in the house. What's up, Zod? Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Hans says, lol, my worst experience with a woman is a story no one will believe anyway since I'm a man. Oh, come on, Hans. You got to give us a little bit more credit than that. We have our guests coming in, so I'm just gonna quickly shoot through these comments really quick and say hey to everyone. And we got Mattia in the house. What's up? And we got SR in the house. What's up? Good to see you. We got Legend. Wait for it, Dairy. What's up? Bat Dan in the house. Yo. Thank you so much for coming by. We got Memes of Destruction in the house. Mr. Memes, good to see you. And we got $3 Theater in the house. Happy V-Day, everyone. Good to see you, Matt. And let's see. Oh, we got Isaac from Multiverses Movies over here. What's up? Good to see you. Kamuzu over on Twitch. Thank you so much for holding it down on Twitch. We got Jessica Martin in the house too. Relationships are hard. I have to admit, it might be my fault. Oh no, it's totally that's what we're going to be talking about in the stream. So you've come to the right place. So thank you all so much. And we got Saggy holding it down in the chat, greeting everyone. You all smell. Okay. And Anthony B in the house. What's up? Caden Reed, Baden. What's up? Good to see you, Baden. And Bipolar Nobody, Chris in the house. I smell like Nerd Logic and candy. Nice. And then we got Daniel Martin in the house. Happy National Hallmark Card Day. Tomorrow is National Discounted Chocolate Day. So I'm looking forward to that. And let's see. We got Dark Star in the house. What's up? Got Lane in the house. What's up, Lane? And Protoss. Okay, cool. Yeah, now I think we have our panel all set, ready to join us on the stream. Go ahead and add in Saggy Melonz, Widow, and Belle. How are y'all doing?
What's up?
I'm the only one not on camera. Woohoo!
I wasn't going to be, but I was like, I'm going to do it. I haven't done it in a while.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God, and Belle, your hair. I love the photos you dropped of it.
I'm still trying to get used to it. I didn't know what I wanted, but whatever.
It's fine as hell. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's
she's a real life Harley Quinn.
I just wanted to take a moment to thank y'all so much for coming on to the show. Like all of us, like on a panel together has like been kind of like a goal of mine for like a while. So I'm really stoked that it could finally come to fruition tonight. So
yeah, same. I just got off work, so my brain is like, I'm sleepy.
Oh, I know. I want to make sure we are mindful of time, so I'll keep an eye on that. But just to, quickly give like an overview of like some of the topics we'll be covering, like some, dating horror stories for sure, but also kind of covering some of our own like, personal techniques of like how to best, practice, maintaining our mental health in, different partnerships and stuff like that, and kind of talking about some maybe like if we could go back to our past selves and like give advice like to ourselves too, like that would
Carry
really help
knife.
us. There things like that, like they're just like really thought-provoking conversations like that, like if I had known then what I know now type of things. But yeah, no, Saggy, you were one of the first folks to join us backstage, so how are you doing? Any feelings about Valentine's Day as a whole? Any like funny anecdotes you want to jump right into? The floor is
I
yours.
don't know. I feel like every year that I get older, holidays are just losing their specialness for me. So like Valentine's Day is just like another day for me. Listen, we don't get a day off. I had to work today. It would be nice if it was like a day that I get off. Then I'd look forward to it. I'd be like, yes, that means I don't gotta go to work today. But it's kind of just like another day for me. It's not really that special no more.
No, I feel it. Belle, what do you think? Because it's just another like work day for you, like working and then heading back home to your family. It wasn't much like noteworthy happening going on.
Yeah, like I'm basically alone for Valentine's Day, and I'm just with my kids, so it's what it is. It's whatever. Like I don't even care about Valentine's Day that much anymore, like I used to.
No, I feel it. Yeah. Ashley, what about you? What any particular
I'm just
significance
chilling
to this
with
day?
the coolest dudes ever, my sons. Like, but I don't like, my heart's black, so I don't like, wouldn't celebrate Valentine's Day anyway. So it's not really my thing.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty jaded when it comes to this day as well. Like, but with most holidays too, like if I have to have like a special day for someone to appreciate me a little bit more than they do already, then like I have to question how much they actually appreciated me to begin with. So yeah, that's kind of like my point of view. But yeah, no, for Saggy, yeah, like tell us like anything like off the top of your head when I asked you to join this dating horror story stream that you wanted to chat about, like in terms of like experiences, like good or bad. I just kind of want to have it be open-ended so that way we can go from there.
Oh, I have some stories. Not like, so there's two major stories that really stick out. The worst date I ever had, I had this huge crush on this girl, this beautiful Asian girl. She was very tall, and I met her through my friend. They worked together, and I took her on a date. We went to go get sushi, and I was kind of short on dough, but I made sure I at least had enough to cover the bill and have enough money to get home. She had a car, but so we ate. It was a nice date. It was more so in my head I thought it was a date, so I don't know if she was on it that it was a date. But after anyways the dinner, it came down to pay, and she said she'd cover the tip, so I was like, all right, cool. So I paid for the food, so I had enough money to go home on the bus, which was like $2. So she covered the tip, or at least I thought she did, because as we're walking out, the people ran up and they're like, hey, was anything wrong with your food? And we're like, no, why? And she's like, well, you guys didn't tip. So I looked at her, and she was just like she looked embarrassed real quick. So I was like, this is all I have. Like, I just gave her the last bit of my money I had for tips. It was like $2. And the lady looked at me and she's just like, it's 20%. And I was just like, oh, that was awkward. And then on top of that, mind you, I gave this girl my bus money, and you would think she'd offer me a ride home, which is, I mean, it wasn't too far of a walk, but it was cold as hell outside. And she's like, okay, well, thanks for dinner, bye. And I was like, okay. So I had to walk home in the cold, and like, I'm never doing that stuff again. You tell me you got paid for the tip, and then you did it, and then I looked like the a-hole. So that was one thing. And there's this one guy I got obsessed with. I won't even front. Okay, and I shouldn't have. He was a bad boy. He had a ankle bracelet on, so I was like, ooh, a bad boy. And yeah, and I met him through the same friend, mind you. I think I should stop taking my friend's advice on who to date when she hooks me up with people. I'm telling you. So I hooked up with him. Well, not hooked up with him, but like we went on like 2 dates, and then I was like obsessed with him. He smelled good. He was attractive. He was a cook. I was like, aside from that ankle bracelet, we got something going. Yeah, and then I did the worst thing ever. So I was always that type of person. Like I don't mind hooking up with people, right? I'll hook up on the first date once in a while, like if there's something there. So I really like this guy, so I wanted to hook up, but my friends were like, listen, take it slow this time. Take this slow. And I was like, but I kind of just want to, like, hook up with homie. And she said, they're like, no, you got to start taking it slow, because that's why you're having these issues, because you're hooking up too quick. You got to take it slow. So I once listened to this chick. I finally listened to this chick. I did not get a call back from this dude again, because we were at my house, right? And he was trying to hook up. And I was down, but I listened to my friend. I was like, all right, I'm going to listen to her, because maybe she's right. I got to listen to her. And then I didn't hook up with him. And then he never called me back. He literally ghosted me. And I was like, yo, if I gave him the buns, he would have called me back, man. But because I didn't give him the buns and listen to my stupid ass friends, I didn't get a call back. So who knows what would have happened. That could have been my husband or something. But nah, I had to listen to my stupid ass friends. So those are my two stories that really stood out.
Okay, so it sounds like the main like red flags were person lied to you about tipping on the other date, and then like that pretty much burned your whole perception of them going forward. So that relationship didn't last. And then the guy just like didn't even hit you back, like even though like you were trying to follow your friend's advice and take it slow or whatever. But like, yeah, I don't know. If they didn't hit you up either way, then like, I don't know. I feel like you weren't really.
I mean, listen, we had a few dates and they were great, but then after like the second, third, no, yeah, it was like the third date. It was like about that time we were like vibing, and we were like, he's at my house, like, yo, we gonna do this thing, and I was down. I was so down. I was like, but and then I heard my friend nagging in my head, don't do it. This is why, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I want to take this a little slow, and then nope. That was a wrong move. That man I hit him up and he was just like, no, nothing. And then I got obsessed for a while and I felt like a stalker for a bit, because I'm like, I'm down. Like, we could do this. Too late. I should have just did it and said, screw it. I should have done it. At least if he didn't call me back afterwards, but at least I got laid. So, I mean, can't be too mad. So, but yeah.
Okay, now that's like a perfect like segue into like what I was like hoping to target was like pointing out red flags in our worst dates too, like just like being specific about like what made that interaction terrible. So like Belle, like if you want to go next, like if any of your past interactions or even recent like come to mind, like feel free to jump in.
I can't go with recent now.
Oh, sorry. No, that was yeah. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way.
I don't want to get another stream and more made up shit about me. So, anyways, okay. So, all right. So you guys remember back in the day when it used to be phone chat lines?
All the party lines.
Yes. Okay. So I think I was like 20, 21, around that age, and so I had this thing for white boys back in the day. Like it was only strictly just white dudes for whatever freaking reason. So like I would go on the chat line and I'll be like, yeah, I'm Mexican and I'm looking for a white boy, all cheesy and shit, back in the day. This one guy, he was like, me and him, we like clicked or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I have blue eyes, I have blonde hair, I'm 5'11", blah blah blah, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. Come meet me at my work. So I told him to go over to my work, which was Quiznos. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but
yes.
Yeah, back in the day, Quiznos. And he showed up, and I'm over here outside on my break looking for a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. You know what I mean? This motherfucker gets out of the car. He's like 5'8", dark-ass eyes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with dark eyes. Dark eyes, black ass hair. He was Mexican. I was like, what the fuck, dude? You fucking catfish me. Like, I didn't say that word back then, but that's basically what he did. And I was just like, okay, what should I do? What should I do about this? So I just went with it because he wasn't bad looking. He was cute. He was passable. So I was like, whatever. Like, fuck it, I might as well. So, I ended up doing it, and what do you call it? After that, like I shook him. I was like, just ignoring his text messages. Oh, can I take you out to dinner? Can we go see a movie? Blah blah blah. And like, oh no, I'm busy, or like, oh, I can't, I gotta work. All the bullshit. Like, and finally, I just told him, I was like, you know what? To be honest with you, I'm not looking for anything serious. I just wanted, because you lied to me. You know what I mean? Like, you lied to me. You said you were white and you have blue eyes and all this shit, and you didn't. So, like, I'm good.
Dude, being honest with people that you're trying to like shoot down is like really hard. Like, and like as I've gotten older, I've given like less of a fuck about, other people's feelings. When like I'm done with someone, I try to, let them know ASAP so I can stop wasting my personal time. But when I was younger, I was so much more timid and like more fearful of, like either retaliation, which is the worst case, or just, feeling like I was a bitch and I didn't give this person enough, time to impress me, or, for me to actually start to really like them. So it's kind of been like a progression of, how I deal with that type of, having to like part ways with someone basically. But yeah, no, that's a good one. Thank you for sharing that. Ashley, the widow, what's up? Any dating stories you want to jump into?
I mean, most of mine have been like long-term relationships. It just went like I picked, like this shit in the gutter. And I'm not talking about my most recent because I'm not getting into that. But the one before is like, like this gaslighting piece of shit that's on YouTube that like really just like, still just won't like leave me alone. And he's a dick, it's just like you're a backstabbing, blackmailing, shitty human being, and I'm not good at like noticing the red flags. I'm like, oh, you're sweet, you're the sweetest little dude ever. Meanwhile, you're like worthless, you don't pay for anything, I pay for everything, you know what I'm saying? You're just like a shitty person, in general. So that's what I would say about that, really. Besides, I mean, I did go on one date with this Eastern European dude that licked my teeth, which I found very strange. Like,
your teeth.
Licking my teeth, yes. Licking my teeth.
Fascinating. No, I got into this thing in one of the live chats, I think on Saggy's channel, where I was like talking about people with feet fetishes, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm like actually I'm pretty down with that for sure. Like I'm pretty open-minded, not to like I'm trying to keep this like as like TV-14 as possible for folks with families and stuff like that listening potentially. But yeah, no, I'm pretty transparent with like how I try to communicate like my wants and needs and what I'm into and things like that. So like in terms of like bad dating experiences for me, I was dating someone for about maybe like 6 or 7 months, complete opposite of me in terms of like he's very like family oriented, Christian, goes to church, pretty much like a patriotic, very conservative type of family. Like he lives with his family as well. So me it was basically like the old, saying, trying to fit a square peg into a round hole type of vibe. Like us together, we were very like compatible in terms of like talking about anything outside of our relationship, whether it be like future building or like, our families and, like forbid like maybe like politics or anything like that. Like we would bump heads for sure. But in terms of like how we treated each other, it was like totally great. But the reason it was like a horror story though is because I found myself like I said, like a square peg trying to fit into a circular hole. I was like ignoring like things that really bothered me in terms of like how our values didn't align, and just sort of focusing on the surface level, like, oh, we're getting along, it's great. Like we're, sexually compatible and emotionally compatible for the most part. But I fall into this pattern of like not paying attention to like those red flags of when I feel like I feel myself being uncomfortable and then not doing anything about it. So then it grows and festers, and then I start to resent the other person. Whereas if I had just noticed that red flag in how I felt earlier, I wouldn't have, had so much time invested in this other person, and they perceive our relationship to be great, but I'm not communicating my needs. So yeah, I don't know if like that, resonates with other folks, where like communicating your needs with your partner when you do feel like, your emotions, starting to feel like unheard or responded to. If y'all want to talk about that, if you're comfortable.
I understand that. Like, I feel like sometimes, you can, I know I've been like, I'm very vocal if something annoys me, but like, if it's like a deep seated thing and I'm trying to be like, I don't know how to like go about this, I'll be quiet about it. And then it just festers and I'll act like it's okay. But it's like, it's a weird thing. It's like certain things I'm quite vocal on, but like certain things in conversation, if I don't like it, I won't express it. And I feel, I feel like you're just maybe treating me in a way that I don't feel comfortable with. I've been there completely.
Saggy, how about you? Like, do you feel like you potentially in the past may have put your feelings aside just to, maintain, the status quo in a relationship, and then you regret it down the road?
Oh, I mean, yes and no. I try to live by the philosophy that I don't have many regrets in life, because every mistake I've made is a lesson learned, and it shapes who I am today. And I try not to repeat the mistakes. But I will say, like, my ex-husband was literally all of that. Like, I tried to push and fight for that relationship, like, like way longer than I should have. I think, when you have feelings for someone, and those feelings, you try to hold on to it, and you try to do everything you can to keep going, even though like your heart tells you to do it, but your brain's like no. But your heart sometimes will overtake your brain. And yeah, with my ex-husband, definitely there were a lot of moments, like there were so many signs, red flags, of like, him cheating and things, and I would even like find excuses for him in my head. And those are the type of things, like love does things to people, that can be like amazing, but also very scary and very harmful to your well-being. It's sad, but that it's not anyone's fault. Like, that's why I don't usually fault anyone. When you love somebody, or you have feelings for somebody, you're going to make like hiccups, right? There are things that you're not going to see because you don't want to see it, because you want to believe that, yes, this person is making me feel love, and I want to hold on to that. So you will always find a way to kind of like blame yourself, or take that responsibility and take that burden on you, and be like, maybe it's just me. But yeah, no, I would say a lot of people do. I don't think there's anyone who considers be like, no, I never felt like that. No, everyone has, whether you realize it or not. Everyone has been blinded by love.
Yeah. No. Belle, did you want to, kind of chime in on, like putting your feelings aside for the sake of, someone else's, and then resenting it after the fact?
Yes. Like, okay, so I had I say two serious relationships, and the rest were kind of just like more like situationships. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I've been on both.
I'm pretty familiar with that.
Situationships. I love it.
Both sides of the I was the one getting fucked up on, and the one fucking up. You know what I'm saying? So I know both ends. So like, for me with red flags, it's like I sit there and I'm thinking like for instance, the first date that I went out with this one dude back in the day, and we're at Applebee's, and it was just me and him. We were on our first date, and there was this chick sitting across from us, and she was wearing like a short ass skirt. Like she just looked like, she was dressed like, she wanted to be looked at. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't hating on her, but I get it. You know what I mean? So like, this guy, because he was sitting like this direction, and she was across, and I was right here. And he just kept fucking looking at her. And then I was just sitting there like, okay, so like, what should I do? Should I just get up and walk away? Or should I just sit here and take it? Because, at the time, like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, like I was trying to, I was trying to do something. So like, I was just like sitting there like a fucking pendeja, like, okay, how many times is he gonna look at this bitch? Because he just kept looking and looking, and like I was like just sitting there picking at my food and like looking at him, like giving him this look, like motherfucker, like I could see what you're doing. I'm right fucking here, like I'm sitting right here. So like I just, you know, like I just sat there and that's all I was thinking about. He was talking about some other shit and he was asking me questions, and I was just kind of like, yeah, you know, giving him like the short sentences and the one words and shit. And then he kept asking me on the way back home. He was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. He's all, you're really quiet. And I'm like, oh, you know. And then I just like went home and I just kept thinking about it, but I kept talking to him like an idiot. So like, I get like that where I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, you know, if it's because I don't love myself as much as I should, or because the situation, I'm desperate, or what the fuck it is. You know how we get as females, you know what I mean? So
our
like,
tolerance level for bullshit is pretty high.
Yes, it is. And he was cute, you know what I mean? Like, and if he wasn't that cute, it probably would have made it easier, like for me to be like, fuck you, dude. But like, I'm not gonna lie, he was cute. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I've always had issues with red flags, with being attracted to fucking idiots, losers. You know what I mean? And it's because I think like I sometimes I think maybe I deserve it, like in the back of my mind, like, oh, I deserve to have a fucking piece of shit treat me like this. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like a subconscious thing, you know what I mean? Because I've been through a lot of shit in my life. So like, I feel like, you know, some days I feel like I'm a bad person. I'm like, you know what? Maybe you do fucking deserve this shit. So like, I'm just always attracted to fucking dirtbags. The only person that's not a fucking dirtbag is my husband, my current husband. My ex-husband, oh my God, there's a lot of fucking resentment and bad blood between me and my ex-husband. So now I'm still like trying to work on myself, because like I said, when I'm on the bad side too, like when I look in the past, like I used to say some mean fucking shit to my ex-husband, some really mean shit, and I always think like, I wish I never fucking said that to him, like, because when you put off bad energy and you're mean spirited, it's gonna eat you in the inside. You know what I mean? It's gonna make you feel some type of way. So like, I have a lot of regret and a lot of, you know, like fuck ups. But like Saggy said, it's all learning, and you know, if none of that shit never happened, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? So
as much as I hear, you know, like, yes, like, you know, past mistakes, like we're learning from them. And sometimes we feel like it's karma, you know, to have like, you know, future bad events happen to us. Like, I don't necessarily like want to 100% agree with that, because like no one, like, I don't believe that, you know, your past actions necessarily will haunt you forever, and you'll always, you know, reap what you sow from every bad thing you ever do. I don't think that's, you know, that's fair, because like that'll, like, I don't want to have that, you know, feeling of like past mistakes of me, like, you know, either ghosting someone or not giving someone a chance, or, you know, breaking someone's heart to like linger over me and make me feel like, oh, I'm in a shitty position because of how I treated this past person, or blah, blah, blah. Like, so I guess like my point with saying that is that feeling guilt for like, you know, past situations is something that I find myself doing a lot too, but it's also something that is, how can I say this? Like, it's actually like helping me. I know now what I should have known then. Like, yeah, I wish like, you know, like past, you know, experiences where I've like broke someone's heart, or I had my heart broken, were like hadn't happened, but I'm better off now because like after it happened, I guess. Like, so as shitty as that event may have been in the past, I'm still grateful that I have like, I know now, like, you know, how to like, you know, navigate that situation in the future. I don't know if there's like another instance that comes to mind for you, Widow, that, you know, like past experiences might have like been shitty, but in the end, like you're grateful for what you've learned from it.
I think it's like weird for me with the best relationship I had and the worst relationship I had. It was my husband. Like I got married when I was 18 though. And I was married for 10 years. And the majority of that was a horrible experience. And unfortunately, it was like when you're faced with your own death and you realize the mistakes that you made and you try to be a better person. And that like also helped our relationship. Unfortunately, he's no longer here, but there was a shift in who he was from who he had been. And also, I think like I'm also the type of person that I put up with so much like in that amount of time that I won't put up with like if I feel like like it's just getting to the point where like things aren't going right, I just be like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this. Cause like I just went, I think I put up with so much that I feel like I put up with very little now. So I feel like there's not a happy medium with me. It's either this is how it is, or I'm just not going to do it. And that's probably not the best, really. How
I think, yeah, no, I find myself in the same boat too. Like, I just see my past self again. I don't want to like I just said, I don't want to hold my past mistakes over myself forever and make myself feel guilty about them. But I do think about them often. And I just think of all like when I'm really like, in a negative state of mind and I'm thinking about past events that, of like, dating that, either I was ghosted, my heart was broken, ... I find myself, seething at the amount of time that I've wasted with that, with those interactions. And it's made me really like, super direct and transparent as an older person, but at the same time, very quick to like cut people off. If like, I just sense even like the slightest red flag, even like a pink flag or a light pink flag, like I'm out, like, cause it's that fear that I have from like, the past like 10, 15 years or so of, worst case scenario, wasting X amount of time and years trying to, make someone else happy and not make myself happy. So yeah, I totally hear that.
And with me, it's like I already have my boys. Like, why do I want to put up with you? Like, I'm not gonna have your kids. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna do all these like family things. Like, my kids don't need a dad. Like, my kids have my dad and my family. So I don't really need to have this relationship. Like, I feel like I had that was my family, that was my marriage, and he was my kid's father. So I was willing to do a lot of these things. I'm not willing to do that. Like, if you can't just like be chill and be cool and, be on this wavelength, I'm not going to do it. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I can't. Like, I just don't want the extra stress that it might come with, That's how I look at it.
All right.
How about you, Saggy?
What was that?
Oh.
I was what? What am I answering? There was a lot.
Oh no! So like we were talking about like our tolerance levels in relationships, and Widow was just pointing out some of the things that she's not willing to tolerate at this point in her life. So yeah, if you want to chime in on that.
Oh, I still tolerate a lot, but I've also like I do tolerate a lot. I'm trying to be understanding because relationships are a two-way street. And when you're dealing with like, and that's just any relationship, just not limited to, romantic relationships, relationships in general are always two-way streets. So I always try to be understanding that this person has, sometimes different ways of the things that they like to do, like with living or their mindset. So I always try to be patient as much as I can and tolerate some things. If it's like a problem that's really, really affecting me, which is not little, I'm pretty laxed. But if it's something that really irks me, the main thing that would probably I have no tolerance for is I like my personal space sometimes. So like now that I do YouTube, like I like to have my time on the internet. So like don't open my door. Leave me alone. Wait till I leave the room. That's my tolerance. Like if you keep opening my door, I'm gonna start getting snippy. But that's kind of like I said, my minor thing. But I have a tolerance for a lot of things. but I guess certain things, when you see signs, like you guys said, red flags, like I don't have tolerance for I would say the only thing I would have zero tolerance for is shadiness. Like if you're acting shady, like you're on your phone and I look over and you're hiding it, like I don't got tolerance for that type of crap. Like that stuff I don't think anyone's got tolerance for. Like that's like, I'm sorry, why are you hiding your phone all of a sudden? Like that's a little sus. Like who you talking to? And that's pretty much where my line is.
Got it. I'm going to sound very petty, pointing out things that are kind of, in my mind, red flags. And they're just the most petty list of grievances ever. You're like, for women who have been married and like had families and stuff, like, okay, here's mine. So I hate when men use the same shampoo as they do with the body wash and shampoo and conditioner is all in one product. And they don't have any moisturizer routine. They don't put on lotion. It's the most frustrating thing ever. They don't, and there's no mouthwash. There's no floss in the bathroom. There's only like an old toothbrush with like an empty like bottle of toothpaste. Come on. I'm just
like, Rhea straight up said,
no, I get it. Great hygiene. Great hygiene.
Here's the and obviously this is probably resonates with everyone, like leaving the fucking toilet seat up. It's the grossest thing ever. And then I don't know. It's like, just like, because when I'm over at a guy's house, I am, obviously going to go and like, use the restroom, right? And I just see that and I'm like, red flag. I'm just like, my mind is like boggling at the lack of products for personal hygiene products, the lack of cleanliness, and the lack of consideration for, having someone that you're hopefully trying to, get it in with, like, and you subject them to this, like, so that's like me, like as a person in their 30s now, like that's where, that's a red flag for me for sure.
Rhea straight up just said, y'all are ashy. I don't want you.
Use lotion.
I feel you though.
Yes. Use body wash that's separate from your conditioner and your shampoo. Yes. Wash your face with a different product as well. Moisturize. Use lotion, have floss and mouthwash. Like I don't know.
Can I add to that?
These are all things.
Can I add to that? Can you men stop using the same damn washcloth on your face that you just wiped your junk with? That is so sus and so nasty.
Thank you. You gotta have one and one each time.
That is so nasty. Like, don't use it. I literally was in the shower with a dude where I watched him do that, and I literally looked at him like, oh, why would you just wiped your butt with that and you're washing your face? What is going on?
Dude, okay, so so I'm someone who tries to be like really low key when I'm trying to get someone to, do something for me. So like after anytime I go to a restaurant, I always chew gum and I offer it to the other person. It grinds my gears when the other person, like when I'm on a date, he doesn't take the gum. He's like, oh no, I'm fine. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm just supposed to make out with you with onion breath. Okay. I guess that's fine.
You gotta chew the gum. You're making sense.
Yes, thank you. I don't ask for much. I feel like, things like this, like someone should already know to do. But I feel like I can't even like tell the person to do these things as well. I feel like they're common sense to me. But like if I tell someone, hey, can you like, can you like brush your teeth? Here's some mouthwash. Like I haven't gotten to that, DGAF level yet.
You know what else I hate? I don't know what it is, but have you ever dated a guy who does not clip his toenails?
Ooh, and then they just want to fucking like rub their feet all over you in bed.
Like, I have to tell my boyfriend, like, babe, can you please clip your claws, please? What are you doing? I hate that.
Those Frito toes.
Right, like those they call them doo-doo nails. I love that phrase. I got that from the doo-doo nails. Can you clip your doo-doo toenails, please?
Yikes. Red flag. Right,
red like flag I can't, man. Men, y'all got some weird looking feet as it is, and like if you like, it just does not make it better when you got like talons for feet. I just can't. That stuff's the biggest turn off for me. I can't.
Belle, how about you? You're probably thinking this is my life. So y'all are we're probably describing your life right now, huh?
Luckily my husband, he's very hygienic. So like,
yay.
Yeah, he's golden with that. But little things too, because I'm petty too. Like okay, so like this is going back to checking out females. My husband, he's smart. I don't think he does that shit in front of me, but I would like, like go out with dates or whatever, before I met my husband. And like, we'll be at a restaurant or whatever, and this girl walks by, it's like, dude, like, can you please like wait until like I'm like on my phone or something? Like, so I won't see you? Can you be a little bit more fucking sneaky? Like, you fucking suck. Like, I can see you're just disrespecting me like big time. Or like just like little, like, I can't even really think of, that was like the only one I could really think of that gets on my nerves. Like, I've been married for a long time, guys, and before that I was married. So like, when you love somebody, you get used to the good and the bad, because no one's perfect. Like, you're gonna have to accept the bad along with the good. And like, my husband, he has his habits that I'm just like, I roll my eyes, but at the same time I'm like, well, I love him. And I have my habits that he can't fucking stand. Like, there's a bunch of shit I do that that he can't fucking stand. So like, there's not really so much like I can think of. Like, when we first started dating, there was a couple red flags, but on both sides. So, I mean, obviously we both ignored the fucking red flags and just said, fuck it. No, my husband is... I guess we ignored the red flags because that was really good. You know what I mean? And when that's really good, that can blind you. You guys know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to say it.
Yeah, that's true.
It could fucking blind you. So you're just ignoring the red flags. You know what I mean? So, but I can't really think of anything on top of my head.
I think for me, like a red flag that I've ignored, and it's kind of, gets a little dark. So like, I was dating this one guy, and I would have to go and see him at his family's house. I was like in my mid-20s or so. So this was like when I was like 24. And like, I would notice that he had like really like hair trigger, anger issues. And like, he would never like put his hands on me, but like I probably wasn't, with him long enough to like for it to get to that point. But he was like very like destructive with his personal property. And like, he would just like, throw his like game controllers at the wall and yell. And I'm just like while his like family's in the house. So like, I felt weird, like, bringing it up, like, and talking about it. Cause I was like, always like sketch about, someone hearing what we were saying. So I'd always try to talk to him, like when we leave the house. But that was like me as like just like as a young woman, like not much dating experience, like seeing a red flag, but not really knowing at the time that it was a red flag. So like, in retrospect, I should have, completely like ran for the hills, like seeing how this person is just like really like unable to, actually like communicate what's bothering them, and just like, just like go ham on everything around him. But at the time, because I didn't have a whole lot of experience with relationships, let alone like any type of signs for domestic abuse, I didn't know how to, navigate it. So when it ended, we simply, decided that, we weren't, a good fit, but we never really brought up the reasons why. And that was also when I was like, again, I had poor communication skills and inability to point out red flags or identify red flags. So, in retrospect, I'm thinking like, like, I'm glad I made it out of that situation safely. But yeah, I don't know if y'all have like where you've identified past red flags similar to like how I did, and then just realize, like, oh wow, like I don't know, like if there was like anything that like resonated with you from like a past experience similar to what I pointed out.
Yeah, I have many of those. Toxic, you know what I mean? Because like, I have a toxic side. I'm pretty sure we all do. But this dude named David, oh my god, he was black and white, so he was fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? To me, mixed people, they're crazy because they have all of that that background from the white side and from the black side. You know what I mean? So like, he was really nice in the beginning. You know what I mean? And he was he was really attractive, really sexy, and that was great. You know what I mean? Everything was perfect about him. Good everything, good size, just everything was fucking perfect. So like, I didn't, you know, I was like, okay, whatever. And when he would get drunk, whole different fucking face. He would like talk shit to me, like call me all these fucked up names. And we were both in the army at the time, you know what I mean? So like, people in the military are generally, they, you know, we got some screws loose already in the first place, you know what I mean? So like, I pretty much would deal with his bullshit, and I didn't realize how bad it was until after. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I hope I don't go a little too far, but he would like go through my phone. I remember one time I came back from the bathroom, and you know when iPhone locks you out and it says locked out for 5 minutes or whatever when someone's trying to figure out your password. Okay, so like he did that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm not talking to dudes. I mean, I was talking to dudes, but not like the way he was thinking. So you know when they say when someone is acting like that, it's because they're doing it.
Yeah.
So like I already had an idea he was doing that shit because he was talking to some Asian chick in my unit at the time. And like word goes around, you know what I mean? And like, you know, it eventually comes back. So I already had an idea that he had did that. And one time he had came back from the gym and I gave him a kiss. And like when I gave him a kiss, like his shit smelled like straight up Steve. So I was like, oh, I was like and he was like, what? And I'm like, nothing, you know. And I was just like walking away slowly back to my car, and I was just thinking like, why the fuck does it smell like pussy? Like that shit smells like pussy. And then he was like, are you gonna text me? And I'm like, yeah, you know. And then I just drive away, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like this motherfucker, you literally go eat someone's pussy and then come back over here and kiss me? Like, how dare him? Like I that was a red flag that I should have. That was like,
yeah,
that was more than a red flag, right?
Oh, yikes.
That's so I'm whoop your ass flag. Excuse my language.
No, you're right. Like I was just so fucking stupid, and this was like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, I've been stupid too.
Yeah. I
was have y'all ever like dealt with like guys like refusing to like let go? This could be like what we wrap up. No, wait, I'm not any recent events, of course. I'm just like thinking like just to like cap it off for the evening, because I know it's pretty late for other folks. But yeah, like guys who refuse to let go. I'll go first. So yeah, I went on this date with this guy that like newsflash for anyone who wasn't aware, I use dating apps to meet people. So I matched with this guy. We went on a movie date. We went to go see one of the Transformers movies that came out a few years ago. I think it's Age of Extinction or something. So that's how long ago. I'm dating myself by saying that. And then we went to go get dinner. Yeah, he was this white guy. He was like 6'2". Like he wasn't that cute. I don't know why I agreed to go out with him in the first place. I think I was just bored. And it wasn't like I was looking for a free meal either. I usually go Dutch on my dates. So that wasn't it. I was just bored and I wanted to get out of the house. But for some reason, like, he refused to like, stop, hitting me up. Like, and of course this was back when like I was really bad at communicating like, hey, this isn't working out. I'm not interested. I just wanted to ghost him and hope that he would get the hint. So, yeah, no, that didn't work. And I, like a dummy, like when I met him, we walked past, I was working at a GameStop at the time, and we walked past it, and I was like, oh yeah, and this is where I work. Like, not even thinking like, that this guy is a fucking stalker. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. So yeah, no, me trying to ghost this person. And then like a week or so later, I see them starting to pop in like at my job. And I started to like get really like freaked out. I was like, oh my God, like, I would like duck behind the counter. I would go in the back room and then just look at the camera to make sure like, whenever he would leave, like, so I can go back to the floor. go hide in the bathroom, whatever. But he would come every few days, and it was like really, really creepy, because I did not I wasn't sure how to deal with that situation. And once it happened again, after a few more weeks, I eventually told my manager, and it was something that they were able to help kind of circumvent the situation with me, and keep an eye on that person and make sure to let me know so I can excuse myself from the floor. But yeah, that happened for a few months actually, and that was really, really scary. So yeah, I don't know if y'all have, or Saggy or Ashley or Belle, if y'all have experiences with something like that in real life.
Ashley, you want to go
Not too
first?
much. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, great. I don't know if it's really letting go. Okay, well, I'll say this because I'm not getting into, because I've already said what I had to say about douche lord. But I will say, I used to be a shot girl, and I used to be a bartender in a strip clubs, when I was in school. So these guys would come in and be like, oh, I'll give you $200 tip if you give me your number. And so we would always give them these fake numbers. I would always give them a fake number, and then of course they would come back and they would try to bother me. And I remember one time there was this one who was relentless. We went, he happened to come to the same bar that we were at, bought us drinks, and then I was like, okay, thanks guy, bye. And then after he tipped me $400 that night, and then literally I am at another restaurant with my friends. I go around the corner to go with the bar, and there he's sitting at the edge of the bar. I feel like my heart just dropped out of my chest. I went, that sound inside your body that makes. Yes. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is what I get for working for working where I work, and all of this stuff, and making my money, all of these guys. But it was just I really thought my heart was falling out of my chest, because I was it was just another random night going to another restaurant, and there he was. He was just literally following us around. He got to the point where he had to, not be allowed to come back to the bar, because he would come back, because he would sit at my table, he would tip good, but he would have 2 drinks and just sit there my whole shift. Yeah. But recent stuff, I'm not talking about my most recent one, but the one before, it's not that he didn't want to let go. It was just I feel if he got an inkling of someone flirting with me, then he would start his trolling shit again. That kind of thing, coming at me, sending me hateful messages, making nasty comments. It would be spans of time where he wouldn't say anything, and then he would come back for more, basically. But that's a year ago relationship.
I feel it. Yeah, Saggy, you wanted to hop in with your experience with guys refusing to let go.
I mean,
if not, yeah, it's all good.
I mean, I'm trying to think, because do I want to tell the story though? So yeah. There was a guy that I dated, and I don't, because I don't ever want him to come across this, and I'd feel bad. But
your secret is safe with us.
Okay, yeah. Nobody share this story. Now there's this guy, and I feel bad because I was young and I messed up. But I was his first, anything, girlfriend, virginity, everything, and he was new to relationships, and I was 2 years, maybe 3 years older, and he was new, and talk about red flags, there were plenty, but I had uprooted my life to move across states. And yeah, after like I realized, first of all, I was trapped there because I didn't have a way to get back, and I kind of like fell out of like love, that feeling, and yeah, I messed up. I ended up kind of like, we had broken up, but I was still living there because I was stuck there, and I ended up doing the no, and I hooked up with his friend. And yeah, so that was the thing. But afterwards, like, he didn't know for years either. Like, for years I hooked up with a friend. Okay, like that was like something that he found out like much later when I was feeling guilty and wanted to kind of cleanse my soul. But yeah, he and I, we had remained like friends for a while. But he, since I was his like first girlfriend, his first love, he held on for a long time, and I felt bad, but we still had a good friendship. We weren't good together as a couple. I told him like it was me. I had, you didn't have the experience of being in a relationship, and I was probably the worst first one for you. So because I wasn't like mentally there when it came to relationships either, so that's why I kind of messed up. But yeah, he didn't let go for a very, very, very long time. I still talk to him though. That's the thing. I still talk to him. We're still friends. We don't talk as often as we used to, but we're still friends. He's helped me out a lot as a friend and has been there for me, and I've been there for him. But he still hasn't like found anyone since me. Like, he has tried to find relationships, and anytime I talked to him about it, it was just these girls using him for money. Because I told him, I said, listen, the best thing you ever did was kept your ass single, because now you have money, right? Now you got a house that you worked for, and you have a car you work for, and you're doing pretty good. Now you getting all these women, they all just using you for your money because you got that do re mi, but that's because you've been single. And but yeah, like, it's really weird because like I don't think he still has that attachment. Like, sometimes I feel like he does, but I really just, it was a long time. Like, he still to this day has not gotten a steady relationship, and I try to get him to do it, but yeah, some dudes, they really, dudes and girls, like, they just can't let go. They need to let go. Let it go. Let it go. I don't want your ass anymore. Sorry, I had to sing it.
That was beautiful. Can you sing it
That
again?
Yeah. Excellent.
Want to let go?
That's my.
Yeah, that's
the
exactly it.
jam.
Let it
That's the jam.
go. I don't want your ass anymore.
How about you, Belle? Have you deflowered someone and then he just couldn't get over you, so now he can't date anyone else for the rest of his life?
Well, I haven't even had sex with a guy. That's the worst. That's the bad part. I haven't even had sex with the dude. Like, can you imagine if I did have sex with him?
Oh, is there anyone else that comes
wait,
to mind
hold
who
on.
just wouldn't let go of, like, when you wanted to break up with them, and anyone else besides
Did
Oh,
Belle just admit she had a golden V? Bro, is that what we're hearing? She said, could you imagine if I gave it up? It would be locked.
Bill's got that gorilla grip. We already know. I'm sorry. TV 14. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I do hit up the squats. I take my squats serious, so you know what I mean.
Yes.
But yeah, there's this one dude, and like, what was his name? I forgot his name. He was cute. He was Puerto Rican, and I love Latinos. He was Puerto Rican and Brazilian.
Ooh.
He was from Florida too. Oh my god, so fucking cute. He had a tattoo on his neck. Anyways, what was his name? I forgot his fucking name because we go by last names in the military, so I only knew him by his last name. Anyways, he was really cute. So, like, I let him come over, we did what we had to do. And then after that, like, I wasn't really that into him because he just wasn't all that great when it came to that. He looked good, but just because you look good doesn't mean that you know how to do that good. Because if you look good and you don't know how to do that good, I'm sorry, but you're just, it's not going to happen. I'd rather take someone who's not that good looking, but knows how to fucking do it.
Yeah, good point. I agree.
Yes, versus someone who's extremely good looking and doesn't know how to do shit. I would take my chances with the not so good looking. But anyway, so he would hit me up and he would be like, hey, what's up? And like I used to like get kind of like I used to like trip out because he was so cute and he looked like an asshole. He looked like he would be the one doing that to me, like trying to ignore him instead of me ignoring him. I mean, instead of the other way around, you know what I mean? That's what I thought it would be, but it wasn't. So like it started turning me off. You know what I mean? And then I told him, I was like, hey man, we're getting ready to deploy. So like, I mean, there's really no reason for this. Like, let's just, you know, we did it once and that was good. You know what I mean? Like, let's just leave it at that. And then he's like, oh, come on, man. We're gonna be over there anyways together. We might as well keep doing it over there too. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm like, dude, you're fucking fine as fuck. But like, I'm not looking for anything like that right now. You know what I mean? Like, I thought we were just gonna chill and that was it. And he was like, well, let's chill right now. Let's chill right now. And I'm like, nah, dude, like, you don't get it. Like, I try to be nice. I'm not a bitch. I know some females could, if I wanted to, I could be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't. Like, I was really nice. Like, trying to be nice. Like, hey, you know, like basically trying to let him down easily. But he just wouldn't. He was on me for like a good 2 months until he finally got it. We fucking deployed, we left, so he had no fucking choice because we don't have our fucking phones. So I always think like, imagine if we didn't deploy and I didn't have to get rid of my fucking phone. He probably would have still been hitting me up, but yes. And he was just so cute. I don't understand.
I know I
don't get it.
I don't get it either. But I just wanted to check in really quick. So we're at 1 hour and 10 minutes. How are folks doing on time? If you do need to step out, I totally get it. But anyone who still wants to, hang out and chat, I'm happy to still hang out for a little bit longer. You're good? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah. No, Belle, to like pivot off of that story, like it's so weird. So like, I'm someone who, maybe I'm just dumb and this hasn't like clicked with my brain yet, but like, for me, height equals proficiency in bed, if you know what I mean. At least that's what my, very ignorant brain, is programmed to think. Even though I know it's not true, and there's been numerous times where this has been disproven as a theory. Yeah. I continue to, have that bias. Like whenever I'm matching with someone or I agree to meet up with someone. So yeah, like when someone is just, really attractive and like really tall, but like they just cannot like pipe to save their life. Like that just completely turns me off too. And yeah, like I've actually had the best like dating experiences with guys that like weren't 100% conventionally good looking, quote unquote. Like maybe like they didn't have a whole lot of money for clothes. They wore the same shoes every day and same hoodie every day, but they could, do all the other things well. Yeah. Yeah. And they treated me well enough and things like that. So like, yeah, like I just wanted to see like if Saggy, does that like resonate with you at all? Like, good looks and all this other stuff doesn't always correlate.
Okay, so pause. So my first serious boyfriend ever, like the person I was with for like 5 years on and off, physically was not that attractive. But let me tell you, and this was like when I was 14. I met him when I was 14. He was 15. So he was a year older than me. And we were together for 5 years on and off. And I love that man. Like that man, I love that man. Like that. The only reason why we broke up was because when I had turned 18, obviously he was 19. Like I was growing up, like I was mentally more maturing, and he was still kind of in that juvenile mindset, and that was how we split up. We had to, again, you tend to stay friends with a fair amount of my exes, not all of them, but a couple of them I'm still friends with to this day. He's still somebody I'm friends with. I haven't talked to him in a bit, but we're still friends with each other. And that love we had, even though it's not romantic anymore, has always stayed. He was amazing. He was amazing. And when he finally grew up, I'm like, damn, I wish we could have, stay together, but like now we are our separate ways. But yeah, when it comes to like looks, and I tell men this all the time, so men, listen up. Like I tell men all the time, listen, there are beautiful women on this panel, and they're, it's all about the personality. Like all these beautiful women, they're not just beautiful on the outside, they are beautiful on the inside. But I tell dudes all the time that I have all these friends who brag about dating models and wondering why they get cheated on. I'm like, because you're dating gorgeous women who know they're gorgeous and they don't gotta settle for you. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm telling you, like, if you get an average looking chick sometimes, or a chick that doesn't have to have supermodel looks, right? Those chicks usually they are the best things for you. Same with men. Like guys, it's about their confidence, right? Because attractive people who know they're super attractive, they know they don't always have to settle. Like, not every person's like that, but a lot of them are. Like, look at it, if you're getting cheated on because you're dating all these hot people and you're always getting cheated on, that's why. Because they know they don't have to settle with you. But if you get a chick or a dude who might be average looking, maybe not your thing. Like, listen, the guy I'm with now, I'll be honest with you, he always dated skinny white chicks. That's just what it was. Very, very petite white girls. I was his first colored girl, and I was his first thick girl. And let me tell you, the day he told me, he's like, listen, I don't know what it is, but for some reason you changed how I look at women. Cause he's like, and I know, I'm sorry, I this might not be NC, PG, but like, he admitted to me, like, yo, I'm telling you, I look at big women now when I look up porn. Like, he's like, I look up thick girls now, and that was a good thing, because I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, all the people, you never know what your type is, but like, if you're only dating a specific type of person, or for their looks, and you're wondering why they're cheating on you, that's why. Because they know they don't have to settle. But when you get a chick like me, like, like chicks like me, we usually come with some self-esteem issues. I'm not saying beautiful women don't have self-esteem issues, but like, chicks like me, we have the self-esteem issues. So when we get a good-looking man, we are keeping your ass. We ain't doing nowhere. We ain't cheating on you. We will do what we can to make you happy. We're a supermodel chick who looks super good, and she got a garbage personality. She out there like, why do I gotta settle for you, bro? Well, you cute and all, but where the money at? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when it comes to looks, I'm telling you, looks fade. But if you're lucky to get a beautiful woman and an awesome woman, like, again, these beautiful women here, score. You got it.
How about you, Ashley? How about your opinion on, how important is, like, the physical attraction aspect for you?
I'm 5'1", so everybody's taller than me. Like,
oh, they want to pick you up and swing you around and stuff.
I'm little, so most people are taller than me. I'm 5'1".
That is so freaking cute.
Yes. I usually like nerdy dudes anyway. So like, it's about, for me, it's like, are you funny, or do you know like about like nerd shit? Like, can you engage in a conversation? Like, can we talk back and forth? And good, that's great. And then I don't like need to have those conversations where every 5 minutes it's like, oh, you're hot, oh, you're cute, oh, you're hot. Like, I hate that. Like it gets like that drives me insane. Like, I want to talk about like anything else. Like, we can have a debate, we can talk about this, but I don't like, you could be like, oh, you're hot, and then let's move on. I don't need you to fucking tell me, excuse my language, 30 times but you think I'm hot. It's just like that just isn't like what I'm looking for. Like, I want somebody that can engage in a conversation, make me laugh, know something, and be motivated. I don't care if it's whatever it is. It's like, do some nerdy shit and I'll probably think you're tight. Like, that's just me, I've always liked nerdy dudes. So.
Ashley's like, I know I'm gorgeous. God damn it! Tell me something about anything else you like about me. Damn, like, will you like my personality?
No, I don't like. No, like, I'm not. No, the thing is, I'm not good with compliments. So like, I feel awkward, is what it is. So it's just like I go, ooh, like
Same.
I don't like it. So it makes me feel strange. Too, like, I don't like I'm not good at like receiving compliments, like, either. It's really what it is. It's like, I feel like, ugh. Like, I like literally.
I'm sorry, you're gorgeous, so I'm sorry.
Like, when people like when it do, like, this is my thing. Like, oh well, thank you, Saggy. Like, say if I'm like in public and a guy's like, hey, what's up? Can I get your number? I'm like, like, I don't know you, dude. Like, I don't know you to get to know you to be interested in you. Like, that's my weirdness. Like, I feel like I need to naturally know you before I can be like, hey, what up? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't be like, that's just me, which is probably weird.
No, it's not weird at all. Like, I too have like a problem accepting compliments too. So like there's multiple reasons for it for me. So like the first one is that like poor body image issues since like, like I was a little kid. I was overweight as a kid, and I only just started, to feel better about my body and things like that in the last like few years. So I still have those dysmorphia issues that I deal with off and on, that make me unable to accept compliments, and like I don't really believe someone when they tell me when they give me a compliment either, like about my appearance or my proficiency in school or in work. Like I still have that skepticism of accepting any type of compliment about me or things that I do otherwise. And then the other aspect too is this this thing that I started to like notice like in the last like maybe like 10 years or so, and I'm sure like other people probably noticed it a lot earlier in life than I did, but I started to realize that like my appearance and like the ambiguity of my race, like since I'm like Black, Filipino, indigenous, white, all these things, like I'm like kind of just this giant question mark. And I noticed that a lot of people fetishize that, like because you're kind of like, and it's all, I'm sure it's true for like other women of of different races and ethnic backgrounds too, where I started to pick up on these really in retrospect, I'm realizing how creepy they sounded when they would give me compliments like, oh, you look so exotic. And my perception of that word exotic is different from other people's, but like for me, it's a little, cringe to be called that. And to be have that word given to me as a compliment, it's almost, it's odd because it's intended as a compliment, which I already have problems, accepting. And it's being delivered to me in a way that I perceive it as being fetishized and objectified. So yeah, Ashley, you sound like, or you look like you have had that experience as well.
Yeah, I feel that completely. Like it's you'll say things and you're like, so are you into me? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I can't. Sometimes I like comments. No, I do not have a nightgown on, by the way. I have a tank top and a sweater on, Jericho. He's always on me. But no, I know what you mean. Like, because it'll be like, oh, you're, this strong Black woman, and you've got beautiful real hair, and your hair is real, and
that makes me
like,
so angry.
Like certain things, it's just like, or do you just like me because I'm a Black woman, or sometimes. But like I found that like after my last relationship, I'm cool just like existing in life right now without any relationship. I think that's what I figured for me, really, because it's just like I don't have to deal with that. I'll be good. Check it off for now.
How about you, Belle? I know I talked to you about like our preferences and for dating and stuff like that, but do you find yourself like in the past like either fetishizing other people or being fetishized or being on the receiving end?
Yeah, when my age, I don't know, what do you call that? Age? I don't know the word.
Ageism?
Hey, stop it! Okay, hold on.
Mommy.
Okay.
Aww.
So cute.
Yeah, I'm on a string.
The whole MILF thing. I get that a lot. Even outside my marriage. Like always get DMs. You don't look 36. Oh, you're 36. Blah blah blah. Like, oh, you look so good for 36. Like, yeah, I know I look good for 36 because it's a hard fucking work. But like, it used to, I'm not gonna lie, it still kind of makes me feel it's flattering, but sometimes people kind of like go a little overboard with it. You know what I mean? So like I'm like, okay, I'm not that fucking old, right? And like there's people that are my age that still look good, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's rare, but like still, like I feel like I'm put into that MILF, the MILF bracket, and the cougar one too. There was this guy, he would call me that, and I'll be like, dude, I'm not that fucking old. Like, Not yet. Anyways, I still got 4 years until you can put me in that bracket. But to go back on the whole look thing, I've always had a saying. This is my thing when it comes to looks. He can't look better than me. I have to be the one who looks better.
Wait, okay. So can he have like, you know, all the new J's, all the fresh drip, but like physically, like his face, he can't look better than you?
Yeah, he can't physically be more attractive than me. Like he has to be down a notch. So like I like to call myself an 8, so he has to be a 7 or a 6. So
dang. You got guys like in the chat like, oh, I'm a 3 or a 4, I have a chance.
Oh,
but yeah, that's what Saggy was saying. It's the truth, you know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I've been in so many situationships where even when they're not that cute, they still find a way to go out and cheat. I don't know why. I don't know how they do it, but like someone else.
They got those personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Like they made you fall for them, so clearly they have some game. Yeah, no, Saggy. I know you mentioned like your take on like looks and stuff like that, but like, do you ever feel like your attractiveness to someone else is like for the wrong reasons? Kind of like how Ashley and I were talking about like oh, and even Belle, like having like her being a mom being fetishized, or having your race being fetishized, or, you know, like other physical attributes about you and not necessarily you as a person.
I mean, you growing up, it was mostly my boobs. So like that was it. Like just the chest. That, like I was literally just known as the big. They used to just call me Double D's, like because my name starts with a D, so they would just call me Double D. But that was it. But I would say that like so I have a kind of like weird like explanation on like my preferences about appearance. Like so for a while I would only date men outside of my race, or basically not people of like African Americans. And it wasn't because I didn't like them; it was because my nationality. I'm Cape Verdean, and if you know what a Cape Verdean is, for those of you who don't know, Cape Verdean is a mix of Portuguese and African. It is an island called Cape Verde that is like an island off the coast of Africa. It's part of the African continent. So basically, like my family, if people know much about Cape Verdeans, like because it's a mixed race, we all look every shade of brown, right? So because of that, I have a lot of cousins, and our families are very big. It's a small island, like I said. We're all pretty much like, if I met a Cape Verdean, we have to ask what their last name is because there's a big chance that they might be a distant cousin. So my family's so big that it kind of turned me off of black men because like they all looked like a relative to me, you know. So because it's like I would always encounter, you don't know how many times I don't kid you not, you know how many times I've encountered a man who looked like a black man and then find out he's Cape Verdean and find out he's a cousin. Like I literally met some of my cousins because like I had roommates before and they were friends with my cousins and I didn't know they were my cousins. So they would come to my house and hang out with my roommates, and then I find out later, oh, that's my cousin. Oh, where you from? You're from here? Okay, cool. Who are you related to? Okay, yeah, we're cousins somehow. So it kind of put me off of black men for a long time, because it was like that stigma of like, I don't know if you're my cousin or something like that. So I'm just gonna avoid it completely so that I don't end up having to find out down the line, oh hey, I was dating my cousin for the last 5 years, because that shit's weird. So for a while that's what it was, because when I tried to explain it to black men, because black men would always hit on me, and I'd be like, no, like sorry, I'm not interested. And it wasn't because I wasn't like attracted. It was more like I just was afraid at that point because it happened so often. I was like, I can't date black men. But now that I like don't deal with my family, I think that stigma kind of has gone away. Like I do find obviously black men attractive, and that's kind of slowly kind of like went. But as far as like for me as men fetishizing, it was mostly just the breasts. That's it. Like they just wanted a chick with big boobs. But yeah, that's kind of like I said, when it comes to preference, that's the only thing that I had with the preference is I just wouldn't date black guys for that stigma reason.
Yeah, no, for me, like, it's kind of weird, like, dating or going on dates with Filipino guys, or because, like, my dad's side of the family is Filipino, and other races as well, but primarily Filipino. So yeah, I have that same sort of like weird, like, taken aback reaction as well, because it's someone who looks like someone I'm related to. So it's like, no, like, I don't want any, like, sort of like flashbacks to, like, childhood while I'm, like, getting to know someone who, like, I might have a physical relationship with. So I totally get you there. But yeah, Cole, we're almost at an hour and 30 minutes. I just want to check in with everyone. Yeah, so this has been a great conversation so far. I can go ahead and wrap it up and give everyone around the panel some time to go over their closing thoughts. Saggy, yeah, where can we find you at, and anything you want to leave off before we end the show?
No, I thought this was great. I loved being on a panel with all of these women. It's nice to have us all together and talk about something, different that we don't always all talk about. It was actually really stimulating and fun. Obviously, everybody pretty much at this point knows where Saggy Melonz is. Saggy Melonz with a Z, or type it. Listen, Valentine's Day, type it with an S. Maybe you'll learn something new you like.
That's what's up. No, thank you so much, Saggy. And Belle, yeah, any closing thoughts, and where can we find you at? Oh, you're on mute. Sorry.
Oh, you guys know where you can find me. What do you call it? No, it's been cool. Like, honestly, guys, I have endless stories, but, like, obviously I can't go through all of them. So it's a good thing that we did this, because we can do it again. And guys, I have even more crazier stories than that that I really wanted to talk about. But I know, because I know, like, Ashley says she's only been in serious relationships. Me, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, I've been in 2 serious relationships and so many situationships, like, a lot. I don't want to say I'm a hoe, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
but my relationships are all shit. So what does that tell you? Like, for the most part, okay? Maybe I should have been in more, other situations,
Yeah. Yeah. But
no,
we should do this again. It was fun.
Absolutely.
This is a lot of fun for sure. But yeah, Ashley, the widow, where can we find you at, and any last thoughts before we go ahead and wrap up?
Right now, you can find me everywhere but nowhere, because I'm really not doing a whole lot on my channel at the moment. But hopefully one day I will. But I hang out with Onzo's, Mr. Bigger for Entertainment, Alana on Wednesday. You got to check out Bigger for Entertainment. Zod Ryder on Friday. I hang out with him. And of course, my little baby Dot, SAJK.Sanctum, all day long. I love him and I adore him. So I go around and I pick on him from time to time. So that's where you find me. Everywhere but nowhere. That's where you find
Definitely me. Check her out on Twitter, because she does share out all the streams, especially the ones that she's on. So that's how I keep up with her whenever she's online. So yeah. And obviously all of the panel's socials are going to be in the description. So please go and follow and subscribe to everyone. This has been the Glimmercast, episode 9, talking about dating horror stories. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, y'all. Take care. Bye. Gonna go ahead and play the awesome outro now.
Bye.